And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net, should an emergency arise, please notify net control. We will stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time?
Priority or emergency traffic at this time.
And with nothing heard, we will continue. This net is all about amateur radio. If you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We're recording now live till 5, and then we'll post it up on YouTube so you can come by later and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, that's Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, and that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page, where we're now featuring about 1,150 recorded QSO-VLOG air checks. Also this afternoon, we're running 4 Internet SDR receivers, monitoring Rochester, New York, Milford, Pennsylvania, Atlanta, Georgia, and Arlington, Virginia, trying to get a better copy on our 100-watt friends. Now, the audio from these 4 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also on this selector is our local receiver audio. And today, our local receiver is running 2 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed north and south, the other east and west. The north and south mag loop can be rotated. They are selected by a 3-position rotary selector. Position 3 of this selector is a co-phase option that many times is 3 to 4 dB hotter than mag loop 1 or 2 by themselves. We do use a lot of rotary selectors in our shack, mainly because there's nothing faster than a rotary switch for comparing multiple signals. Also today we're running our input source indicator, so when we switch from an Internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube QSO-VLOG video. Well, those are our working conditions. How about yours? This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. And now let's check in and see if Charlie, K1GCL, is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Yes, Jim, a beautiful copy. I've got my quad working again. A little bit less power up on this frequency as I'm resonating about 7140. It's partly sunny, partly cloudy, and 70 degrees. You sound fine. And I did talk to an nautical Mobile Mike, KX4WC, while he was at 35,000 feet over Omaha, Nebraska, late yesterday morning on the 11th of May, heading from Sacramento to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And he was going ground speed just under 600 miles per hour, and a temperature outside of about 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit below zero. And here is Mike, I hope.
Okay, we're just over Omaha, and we're at 595 on the ground speed at 350. We just stepped up with about a 40-knot tailwind en route to Philadelphia. Over. We're minus 54 Celsius. Over.
Okay, back to you, Jim. How did that come through, K1GZL?
Oh, perfect, Charlie. You have got that under control. That was again. Each one sounds better than the last one, Roger.
Again, each one sounds better than the last one, Roger.
Okay, one other thing I wanted to mention today, you might find interesting. You got some people that have in their phone letters, they like to have VX as in X-ray. And I remember thinking back to around, I got my ticket as W2 Zebra George in Elizabeth, northeast New Jersey in 1948, in the fall of 48. But back in that period between there and 1950, that I knew Grove W2 Denmark X-ray, W2DX, and he had quite a history. He had a tremendous history, Jim, and during, just before we got into World War II, he was working with Chiang Kai-shek. Now, Chiang Kai-shek was fighting the Japanese invasion of China just before World War II, somewhere around 1940 and part of 41, before we got into the war. And he was the chief engineer, radio engineer for Chiang Kai-shek. And the Flying Tigers, they flew P-40 fighters, but unfortunately the Japanese Euros actually were a better aircraft and had better maneuverability. They used to fly over the Himalayas, the very high Himalayas, to Kunming in South China, then attacked the Japanese who had invaded China. So he was a very interesting person to know back about 70 years ago, Jim. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger. Now, I want to know who was the artist that managed to paint all those tiger faces on those the Flying Tigers planes, you know?
On those the Flying Tigers planes, you know?
No, I don't, but it would be interesting. I'm sure it wasn't a tiger.
Roger, I thought it was. It's got teeth, you know. I thought it was, you know, Flying Tigers. I would figure that they would use a tiger for that emblem on the front of their airplanes. But anyway, how's the weather there, Charlie? You basking in 100-degree temperatures?
You basking in 100-degree temperatures?
No, we've never had 100-degree temperatures up here, temperatures or whatever. We got up to 70, and that's what it is right now. Very beautiful sunny morning, but it's more or less clouded over. We have some sun breaking through, and it is 70. However, yesterday we had a half an inch of rain on the 11th of May, as we had a short period of downpouring rain. But outside that, the average has been a little on the dry side, but not too much. The leaves are mostly out full size, some trees not quite, and the birds are out there chirping their skulls off. So it's summer, turning into summer. That one temperature back on May 27th, when it was May 27th, when it was 90 degrees. And that's the highest I have ever seen up here since I've been here in 1982. That was a pip.
Roger, Charlie. Well, gosh, you know, I'm trying to visualize now your antenna getting fixed. Did that include you up at the great heights hanging by one hand?
Include you up at the great heights hanging by one hand?
No, I didn't have to go very high. Thank goodness for that. The break point on the quad was up on the director pole. The pole holding up the quad director, it had broken off the pole and was dangling down. And I was able to get a hold of that and had to step through some extremely heavy brush, really heavy brush. And then I had to make up a wire, splice it on, tie myself up at my feet were at about 17 feet, and I was and the bottom of the quad was at about 22 feet. 22 feet off the ground. However, the ground drops off immediately in front of that pole. So when I'm up there, I'm looking down. I'm looking way down and out to the west and southwest. But I spliced it together, and it seemed to be working. I had a very nice chat with Ian this morning down in Australia, but it was a very quick one. He had to sign off and go over to another location and work with some cows on his property. But the band has been open every day, almost without exception, every day into Australia from the U.S. Very consistent, just as consistent as it is getting to KC9VKV on Fridays. Go ahead.
Roger, Charlie. Well, we have been lucky. I have seen, I've been looking at some of the propagation playbacks of map intensities of 40 meters, and I can see where occasionally our band propagation does get quite small during this time period from 3:30 till 5, but it's only for a short period of time, like maybe 5 minutes, and then it comes back to a pretty large propagation scale that includes your area up there. So, we had anticipated perhaps changing time of the QSO-VLOG net, but I think all things being equal and the creeks don't seem to have risen, I think we'll probably stay here at this time. Roger.
I think we'll probably stay here at this time. Roger.
Yeah, I would think that would be a good idea, Jim, because I'm getting to the evening time, and of course, being a diabetic, I have to take insulin around that time, and it would be a little bit of a problem. By the way, here's a little bit of Ian I got about 3 days ago.
Everything's fine here. We've had a good day. Everything's fine. We've got an electric fence that I checked that it wasn't working properly, and so that the real risk of the bull would come across, and we don't want him impregnating our cows because.
Okay, now he was having problems with very, very activated bulls near his property and his local cows. Go ahead.
Roger. Well, yes, as always, just excellent recording there. You have all those perfect conditions, on a daily basis almost to, that contact down there in Australia. Roger?
That contact down there in Australia. Roger?
Okay, well, the main thing is I'm not aimed at Australia. I'm not aimed too well at Australia. He's at least 30 degrees off the side. And when I had a good working field strength meter, I had at one point not that much of my power is getting down there, but it's the firing off this hill and the wet clay that it makes the difference. I'm sure it would even be better if I could turn the antenna, but unfortunately it's stuck in one direction and I have to live with it.
Roger, Charlie. Well, listen, thanks for checking in. I think you just got a landline there, so I'll let you go. But thanks much for your expertise and your knowledge of 40 meters and the contacts and the playbacks of your contacts. Three's up that way, Charlie.
And the playbacks of your contacts. Three's up that way, Charlie.
Okay, beautiful, Jim. Yeah, there was somebody telling me about you're having my problems with my computer, and I don't have a computer. So, oh boy, if it isn't one thing, it's another that comes through on the phone. But at least I'm not getting as many of these rogue calls since Kovac got started. Okay, Jim, the very best. Catch you hopefully next Friday. And Aeronautical Mike, or Captain Mike, will not be back on. Well, he will be this evening at 6:30 our time, just for a short one, I guess. But on 20 meters, about 14,220. However, he won't. He's on. He's off for 2 weeks. He's on 2 weeks. He's off. So he'll be back on about July 2nd or July 3rd. Okay, Jim, always great. 73 and we'll try to catch you next week. Try to catch you next week, and I think propagation will hold up. Probably okay. Just a matter of being like summer weather. A lot of people are not on. They get busy out in the yards and doing all sorts of things. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Roger, Charlie 3Z Way, sir. You have a great day and a beautiful weekend coming up. This is the KC9VKV Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. My name is Jim, better known in some circles as Dr. VKV. And we're recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We'll post this recording up on YouTube in the next couple of days. So when you go to YouTube, just do a call letter search for KC9VKV. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. And that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page. And on that page you'll be looking for one QSO-VLOG entitled My Group Aircheck 6/12/20, which is today's date. My Group Aircheck 6/12/20. This is KC9VKV, and we are listening.
This is KC9VKV, and we are listening. KC9VKV, K185. The P40 had a shark's mouth.
The P40 was that?
We got a bunch of them. The P40 was that? Yes, the P40 had a shark's mouth.
Oh, shark. That's what was that a shark? I never. Well, I guess that's what those teeth were. Now, why would they use a shark for flying tigers?
Now, why would they use a shark for flying tigers? I don't know why they chose a shark, but it fit around the air scoop beautifully. Those are shark's teeth.
Roger, Roger. Now, what's the call there, sir?
Roger, Roger. Now, what's the call there, sir? The call here is Kilowatt 1, America, Florida.
And what part of Florida are you in, sir?
And what part of Florida are you in, sir? The Ohio part. I'm near Akron, Ohio. My name is Owen, O-W-E-N. Go ahead.
Roger, Owen, I thought you were just name dropping when you said America, Florida. I thought you were just name dropping. Now I can do that realistically because my hometown originally was West Palm Beach, Florida. Quite a few years ago, before they were all spoke Spanish.
Years ago, before they were all spoke Spanish. Yeah, right. They spoke Spanish. That's introducing a booth. Nice to talk to you. K185.
Roger, what radio are you running today, sir?
What radio are you running today, sir? This is a ICOM 7300. It's remotely controlled. I'm in Northeast Ohio. The transmitter is in Hickory, North Carolina.
The transmitter is in North Carolina?
The transmitter is in North Carolina? Yes, Hickory.
Roger, Roger. I was going to check out, come back and tell me about your antenna system in about 10 seconds, and I'll look around and see if I can find a better path. Roger?
About 10 seconds, and I'll look around and see if I can find a better path. Roger? Okay. With center fed with open wire line in Dallas. It's at about 60 feet. It's a 200-foot dipole and center fed with ladder line in Dallas. It's about 60 feet up. Go ahead.
Roger. Now, are you saying it's like 100 feet on either side?
Are you saying it's like 100 feet on either side? Yes. That's the way I envisioned it. I've never seen it, but that's the way they describe it to me. I don't know in what direction it's facing, but puts out a pretty good signal.
Roger, Roger. So yes, well, I guess you would be flying the plane kind of remote control there, so you have not actually seen the facilities, Roger?
You actually seen the facilities, Roger?
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I have not seen it, but it belongs to a good friend of mine. He set up all of the vote technology and lets me use it. There's half a dozen of us that get together with it. So you got a very nice signal here.
Thank you, Owen. Now, are you running like 100 watts? Is that a Roger?
100 watts, is that a Roger? That's a Roger.
Roger. I was copying you on the Rochester SDR. No, I was copying you on the Milford SDR, and Milford pulled the plug. They do that, you know. If you're monitoring an SDR and you don't do anything within 20 minutes, they ding you for inactivity. And then you have to call back and see if they want to answer your call, which usually they do on that one. So I'm back on Milford again. Just a beautiful SDR facility, Milford, Pennsylvania. Roger.
Milford, Pennsylvania. Roger.
I'm familiar with that one, but I don't have it up and running at the moment. But very nice talking to you. You've got a great signal. Hope it stays K1-able for me.
Thank you, Owen. Appreciate that, sir. Thanks for checking in, and you have a great day, sir, and a beautiful weekend coming up. And if you get a chance, check back next Friday between 3:30 and 5, where we record live. And if you want to hear your station, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, that will bring up our QSO-VLOG page. Right now we're running about 1,150 recorded QSOs. You'll be looking for one specifically entitled My Group Aircheck 6/12/20. Today's date. My Group Aircheck 6/12/20. A 3-set way, sir, and you have a great day. This is KC9VKV and the Friday Afternoon QSO-VLOG Network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Want to check out? Give me a shout.
Kilo Delta 8 Alpha Quebec Tango Mobile.
Kilo Delta 8 station. Come back with a call sign slowly phonetically, please.
Sign slowly phonetically, please.
Kilo Delta 8 Alpha Quebec Tango Mobile.
Roger. Now, where would that mobile be?
Would that mobile be?
We're in Michigan. Let's see, just coming down to Bay City on I-75.
Wow, man. It's a great signal. How much power are you running there?
How much power are you running there?
100 watts out of a ICOM 706 into a High Sierra. Good to talk to you again, Jim. I showed all my friends the vlog of our last QSO, and they were fascinated.
Roger. Now, you got to be, have you ever noticed that mobile has certain directional characteristics by which way you're headed, that it might be better in front of you or in back of you or to the side?
Back of you or to the side?
Yeah, I have, but I haven't used it enough to really decide what's going on. The screwdriver type antenna is on the left rear corner of my vehicle, and I'm heading south right now for what it's worth.
Roger. Well, it looks like you're about 6 dB over the Milford, PA SDR noise level. You're about 6 dB above their residual noise level, so quite a signal. And I'm copying you better on the SDRs than I am on my local antenna. I'm running two large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed east and west, the other north and south. And they do come in together, and I can select either one, or I have a co-phase harness that I can pick both at the same time, and many times I'll get a 3 to 4 dB bump better in the co-phase mode than either of the mag loops by themselves. Roger.
Mag loops by themselves, Roger. I bet he can copy.
Yeah, Roger. One thing I've noticed operating mobile is the various power lines that are creating interference. You can drive by and look at an old transformer, and yep, sure enough, it's noisy. So that is, it's been a learning experience. I've been doing this mobile for, I guess, about 2 weeks now.
Roger that. And no, give me your name, please. I didn't get your name yet.
Name, please. I didn't get your name yet.
The name is Lou N9GTO.
India, Charlie, Go.
Hi, Lou. Stand by just a minute. Station, come back with your name again, please.
Come back with your name again, please.
Romeo, India, Charlie, Kilo.
His name is Lee.
Rick.
Roger, Roger. Well, listen, thanks for checking in. That mobile's a hot mobile for sure. You drive safe, Roger.
You drive safe, Roger.
Yeah, will do. Nice to talk to you again, Jim, and looks like you're drawn to the end of your time here. You do a great service to the ham community, and I want to thank you for that. KD8AQT Mobile, and I'll be clear.
Roger, Roger. 3Z West, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And my Elmer's checking in now. Lou N9GTO. Hello.
GTO, hello.
How are you? I'm somewhere hidden in the valley of whatever. But I figured you could hear me on K3FEF.com. I don't know what it is about you, but I type in my call sign at the top of the head. Go with my cell phone or my computer. It can stay on for 3 or 4 days. It never kicks me off.
Roger, Roger. Now, how are you louder on Milford than local?
Than local.
I'm at the farm too, so
All right. Whatever you say, but I'm copying you about 15 over on Milford, and I barely have a copy. I'm not sure if I have a copy on you on my local antenna, and gosh, we're, what, about 20 miles away?
20 miles away?
no, we're 8 miles away, 8 air miles away from each other. I'm at 950 feet above sea level. You're 550 feet. It's just that hole in the wall.
Roger. Well, it seems like 20 miles. There's a lot of ups and downs getting to your place. It's not a straight drive by any means. A lot of it is you're going along the ridge of the angle of the dangle, Roger.
The angle of the dangle, Roger.
No, but if I was to take a helicopter and fly from here to your house, it would be 8 miles, because it's only 11 miles from my house to this house, airspace miles.
Roger. Well, listen, what have you been doing? You have disappeared off the face of the earth there for 2 or 3 months. You've been down in that coal mine. He's got a coal mine in the bottom of his house. He gets down there at the 300-foot level, and he just seems to stay there.
It's a safe place to be.
Well, yes, you're right under the current conditions for sure.
We have a tuner up in there.
Now, I hope you're up to snuff on the power and everything.
I just turned my notch on. I don't hear I'm at 100 watts.
Oh gosh, pump it up. Let me get the whole dish there.
Well, I don't have it all hooked up yet, but I'm at 100 watts. And that's just how it is. But you've got a good signal on me at Milford, Pennsylvania.
Well, I do, but I'm not sure the rest of the world does. You know what I mean?
If they're listening on Milford, Pennsylvania, that is. The band is long. It's not short. That's why you're not hearing me.
Roger. Now, I don't want to encourage folks to monitor the SDRs, because if I'm monitoring an SDR and they're monitoring an SDR, it just gets to be ridiculous as far as the latency is concerned.
You don't have a choice. You're at the bottom of your solar cycle. This is the worst I've ever seen it in 45, 50 years.
Roger. Now, I have been looking at 40-meter propagation, and it does look good during this time period. It gets a little bit better about 6 o'clock, but right along in here, we are covering up and down the East Coast from Montreal to Miami, and with a hot spot through the Carolinas, and that's what we had aimed to be doing when we built the station.
I'd like for you to figure that out, why, in 8 to 10 miles of air miles straight from radio to radio,
Because you can't hear me, but you can hear me 700 miles away in Milford, Pennsylvania. It's called Mother Nature, my friend.
Well, it's because all that stuff's going up in the sky. It's not coming ground wave, you know. If it were coming ground wave, gosh, you'd be tearing me up. You'd be 40 over.
You'd be 40 over.
Yes, I would be, and I've got about a 5 on you, but it is what it is. So, but yeah, you're doing good on your log thing today. I thought I'd throw that in there. When you went to Milford, I could hear myself at that part. I thought, well, if I can hear myself, Milford over.
Roger. Now, you did fade out on that one. I just copied about half of that, but gosh, thanks for checking in, and don't be a stranger, Roger.
And don't be a stranger, Roger.
There's a gentleman out there that says, are you guys? The gentleman says, you guys pick it up with Jim. I'm out of here.
Don't leave. We're headed that way. Elmer, thank you, sir, for checking in. Roger.
For checking in. Roger.
Roger, there's a gentleman out there that said, are you guys hearing me?
Well, I'm listening, sir. Whoever it is out there, come back and try it again.
This is Whiskey Alpha 4, Papa Uniform Bravo, near Atlanta. I'll copy, over.
Whiskey Alpha 4 station, copy. You come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign, please.
Roger, the call letters are Whiskey Alpha 4, Papa Uniform Bravo. Whiskey Alpha 4, Papa Uniform Bravo. The name is Dave, short for David. And I'm about 20 miles northwest of Atlanta, Georgia. Over.
Roger, Dave, in Atlanta, and I'm copying you on Milford, but just out of curiosity, come back and give me about 10 seconds, tell me about your antenna system, and then let me check some of the other SDRs, see if I have a better copy, and I'll check my antenna also, Roger.
Okay, I do appreciate you very much. Just doing some work outside. Tango Sugar 990. This is a Kenwood Tango Sugar 990. I'm running 200 watts. The antenna is a 3-element wire beam. It's a 3-element wire beam pointing toward Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, actually. Pointing toward Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I have either straight east, like this, or I can point the antenna west by throwing the switch. But there's nothing in between. Over.
Roger. Now, that's pretty interesting. A steerable 3-element. Is that done through phasing?
No, I changed the tuning of the parasitic elements. I changed the tuning of the parasitic elements using some relays. I don't know if you could see any difference. Let me see. I could switch the antenna toward the west by throwing the switch. The antenna is pointing toward Dallas, Texas. The antenna is now looking west toward Dallas, Texas. West toward Dallas, Texas. And now back east toward Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I don't know if you saw any difference in there, but that's the best I could do. Over.
Yes, sir. I'm copying 8 dB signal difference between the one and the other. The one that you were last on speaking is, a good 10 to 12 dB over the Milford SDR noise level. Roger?
Roger. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. And it was nice because I was outside doing some work out of doors. Age here is 83, soon to be 84. Over.
Roger. Well, you certainly do have a good handle on antennas. That was a nice difference. You know, there's a lot of folks that have antennas that, are designed to make a difference in one direction or the other, but when you get to a point of copying the mail and they switch, they don't do too much sometimes. But yours did make quite a difference, Roger.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. but now I'm interfering with your QSO. So I want to thank you for it. It was a good break for me. I'm just sitting down for a moment or so. So wish you and yours all the best. And I am comping the other station, but of course not as strong as you. What a difference, 8 miles, I think you said, between each other. So that's the way it goes. If you have the propagation, a lot of strange things didn't go on. Over.
Roger, Dave. Well, there is a little difference in power. There's about 900 watts difference in power between he and I, Roger.
Okay, well, it definitely is improving your signal, for sure. Well, I hope that you'll forgive me for bugging out on you. I'm going to go out and get something to drink, working outside as I was. So be well, keep well, and etc. So long for now. WA4, Papa's Ugly Boy, Marietta, Georgia.
Roger, Dave. 3's that way, sir. Thanks for checking in. And yes, that antenna is just great, and it's a marvel to behold. And if you would like to hear it in operation, we are recording now from now until 5. So if you wanted to hear that switch, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page. We're currently featuring about 1,150 recorded QSO-VLOGs, but you'll be interested in this one specifically, and it's called My Group Aircheck 6/12/20, today's date. My Group Aircheck 6/12/20. So, and that will let you hear that beautiful antenna switch. So 3's that way down in Georgia. And Dave, you have a great rest of the afternoon. Don't work too hard out there in the sun. And if you get a chance, check back with us next Friday. We run between 3:30 and 5 and record live. This is KC9VKV listening.
Roger on the 612 and 20. Well, this is Whiskey Alpha 4 Papa Uniform Bravo.
There is a Whiskey Alpha 4 station. Whiskey Alpha 4 station. Come back with your call sign again, please.
I presume you're speaking to Whiskey Alpha 4 Papa Uniform Bravo. Good day.
Oh, yeah. Actually, Dave, I think it was another station. I'm not sure, but 3's to you, sir. Thanks for checking back. The station out there, if there is another Whiskey Alpha 4 station, come back with your call sign again, please.
Kilowatt 8, Tango, Foxtrot, David. Kilowatt 8, Tango, Foxtrot, David.
Kilowatt 8, Tango, Foxtrot, David. This is KC9VKV.
KC9VKV, KATSC. The name is Ken, Kilo Nancy, and I just resurrected an old HW104. Just checking it out, over.
Roger. Now, I haven't found a good copy on you yet. Come back and give me about 10 seconds of what you're running for an antenna, and let me check and see if I can find a better path, Roger.
Yeah, it's 270 watts, and I'm in Plymouth, Michigan, over.
Okay, and what's the name there? Kilowatt Edward Nancy, Roger, Ken? Yes, Ken, is that the name, Ken?
Correct, Roger.
Okay, Ken, I think you may have a noisy microphone. It was doing all kinds of gyrations there, and it just sounded like you might have some dirty contacts in that microphone. Is that a hand mic, Roger?
No, it's a lollipop microphone, but it may have a bad cable on it.
Roger. Now, you just hit your VFO a little bit. You went a little high on your VFO. We're at, 7188, Roger?
7188, Roger. Yeah,
to figure out why it's doing that. But thank you for letting me in here, and good to check with you, over.
Roger, roger. Now, the way you're going, you'll be out of my range here, frequency-wise, in a couple of minutes, because it seemed to be continuing to rise above our frequency, Roger.
Of our frequency, Roger.
Yeah, I understand. I'm going to shut it down here, but thank you for giving me the critical report I needed, over.
Roger, roger there, Ken, and like I say, I think you do have problems with that microphone. Do you have another microphone you could switch with that one?
Microphone you could switch for that one?
Yeah, I'll have to dig it up. This is an old Heathkit HW104. HW104, over.
Roger, roger. Well, you know, now people laugh, but I'm a fan of WD-40, and I get around noisy contacts, noisy plugs, noisy switches, and I just dig out my WD-40 and I hit a couple of times with the WD and then manipulate the switch or the jack or whatever it is, and it straightens things up, Roger.
Straightens things up, Roger.
Roger, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
And what is your name, please, over?
The name is Jim, Juliet India Mike. The call is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. This is the QSO-VLOG net, and we're located just across the Ohio River from Louisville, Kentucky, on the Indiana side of the mighty Ohio River, right at Louisville.
Ohio River, right at Louisville.
Roger, very good.
Thank you, Jim, very much. I appreciate your help. And, yeah, this is an old Heathkit.
1969.
Roger, roger. Now, I hope that radio came with a butterfly net. I hope that radio came with a butterfly net so you can catch it as it goes from frequency to frequency. I'm not real sure. I've never used WD-40 on an actual VFO circuit. I don't know about that. Maybe if you were actually changing mechanical switching channels, I might try it on the switch itself. But in the truest sense of the word VFO, I'm not sure I would use the VFO on that, but I would use it on that microphone, Roger.
I'd use it on that microphone, Roger.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, and I'm going to go in there with my WD-40 and my contact to get into. Thank you very much. God bless you and your family. This is GFD, the Toledo Fire Department. Ciao, ciao.
Roger, roger there. 3Z so thanks for checking in. If you want to hear that misbehaving radio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, that will take you to QSO-VLOG.net, and you'll be looking for one specific entity entitled My Group Aircheck 61220. My Group Aircheck 61220, and it'll probably take us 48 hours to get it uploaded, Roger.
Okay, thank you very much, Jim. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Take care now. Bye-bye now.
Roger, roger. 3Z. If you get a chance to join us next Friday, we'd love to have you. This is KC9VKV and the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. I think there's a Whiskey 4 something.
Whiskey 4 something?
Is there a Whiskey 4 Juliet something?
Juliet something?
No. Okay, well, loudest station, try it again.
Kilo 4, Mike, Juliet.
All right, the Kilo 4 station, this is KC9VKV. Is there Kilo 4 in my life?
Roger that. Kilo Mike 4, Mike Echo Juliet.
Kilo Mike 4, give me the whole thing slowly phonetically one more time, please.
Roger that. Kilo Mike 4, Mike Echo
Yes, that's the station I've been trying to get a hold of for the last 2 minutes. I just never could get all those letters in the right place. What's the name there?
In the right place. What's the name there?
Roger that. The name is Jeff Juliet Echo Fox, located in Huntersville, North Carolina. Once again, my call sign, Kilo Mike 4, Mike Echo Juliet.
Roger, Jeff. And what radio are you running today, sir?
What radio are you running today, sir?
I'm running one you talked about last week, 7300, ICOM 7300. And listened to you last week for the first time ever, and I took all of your advice that I could find and applied it to the audio of my radio. But go ahead.
Yes, I was looking at perfection. I'm copying the mail on your audio on a VU meter right out of my receiver, and I can see your dynamic range just perfect. It's 3 dB dynamic range, which means that your average percent of peak modulation is between 80 and 85%, which is just absolutely perfect, Roger.
Absolutely perfect, Roger.
Roger that. Well, you need to pat yourself on the back for that one, because I got that last week listening to you talk to some other people. The way I came around your stations is, like many people, I'm working from home, so I spent a lot more time on ham radio during the day. And as a result, I just happened to come across your signal last Friday, saw you on the spectrum meter, and I just tuned in and I listened to you talk to at least a half a dozen people. And after listening, I made similar adjustments that you had suggested. And so I am happy to say thank you so much.
Roger, Jeff. Well, you know, those adjustments are made from the experience of running that radio and working with it. And, the 3 on the compressor is just a token amount, but it does exactly what you needed to do as far as the slight fattening of the signal before you bring it towards the ALC. And we have run that to 2 and then 4, and we have found that 3 is just ideal. You know, there's some folks that run that sucker up there around a 10, and if they stop speaking, man, they get slapped in the head by a cow out in the South 40 mooing, and that cow doesn't contribute at all to the audio that you're trying to get to somebody. So running it more is not necessarily always the best. 3 on that 7300 and the 7610, well, we have a very generic tune-up, and we use that 3 as the the given for most processor compressors, because we're just looking for about a third of its capability. We're not looking to suck up a bunch of stuff between words. We're looking for how it works on the word itself. Roger.
Word itself. Roger.
Roger that. I also liked your analogy of the cow there. I understand what you're saying. I totally get that. Now, I was unable to find the ALC per se. Maybe there's another adjustment that equates to the ALC, but I could not find the ALC. But if I don't need to touch it, I will leave it alone. But anyway, any other suggestions you have for me, I will be more than happy to take them, and I will also continue talking just for a moment if you need to look at anything. I am running a 40-meter resonant loop, horizontally mounted, pretty much between 25 and 40 feet in the air through the trees in my backyard. So, anyway, this is what I've been using for quite some time. Go ahead.
Roger. Looks perfect. Now, I would just assume, what mic are you using on that radio?
Well, I'm using the one that came with it. It's a hand mic, not a nice desk mic, but the typical hand mic that came out of the box.
Yes, sir. Well, that hand mic is just absolutely perfect. They spend a lot of time and effort to get the combination of that hand mic and the radio, because the two together are just beautiful. And it'll cost you, if you go to change that hand mic to a desk mic to get the same kind of results. That'll probably cost you $250. And some EQ to try to catch up, because that hand mic is just perfect. So you're probably running that hand mic. Well, now it depends on how close. We recommend working that hand mic, pull it to the side of your lips and work across it. That way you don't get any mouth noises that you would if you worked directly into the mic. So just pull that mic to the side of your mouth and talk across it, and you're probably running about a 45 on the audio level. Roger.
Audio level. Roger.
I guess so. I can check that. Let me do that. But I'm doing exactly as you say. I'm pretty much talking across the mic, not directly into it. Just for reference, this is directly into the mic, just FYI, and then this is back across the microphone. Just for a reference right there. But yeah, I really appreciate your advice and guidance. I've only been in ham radio for 4 or 5 years now, but anytime I can take something and learn it, I really enjoy it. I was really kind of older starting into the hobby, older than many people, but I totally enjoy this hobby. Go ahead.
Oh, Roger. Well, it's the only place where you can go by the seat of your pants and not get arrested, I guess. And every QSO, every contact is by the seat of your pants, because you don't know what's going to happen. Mother Nature has all the ability to change things drastically at any second, so you can't say with confidence that this is going to be this way. It is that way at the moment, but always subject to change. Roger.
Roger.
Absolutely. So as you were talking just now, I checked the top right button to the right. It should not get 50%. Suggestion that is on 3. And then the monitor, whatever that is, I'm not really sure what monitor it is, it's also at 50%. So unless you would advise me otherwise, I'm going to leave these as they are. Go ahead.
Roger. I just had to bring up Milford. The SDR kind of croaked again. They just are challenged to keep operating. I have 4 of them, and they're sitting in front of me, and we use them to try to get a better copy on our 100-watt friends, and I've come to depend on them, even with their idiosyncrasies of knocking me off, and I have to come back and try to log in again. I do have passwords for one. So thank goodness, I can never get beat down to none. I always have one, and that's a good one. Rochester, New York. I have a password for that one, and Milford are my mainstays. And then I use Milford. I use Georgia and Arlington as secondary backups. But gosh, you're doing great there. You've got a handle on that radio for sure, Roger.
Well, thank you very much, Jim. Well, listen, I'll give it back to you for some other people to get some advice and suggestions from you. I want to say thank you for all the good input you have provided for everyone. And as I said before, my mic gain 50%, compression is 3, and monitor is at 50%. So I'll say 73. Give it back to you. I'm looking forward to tuning into YouTube at KC9 Victor Charlie Victor. And my group Aircheck on today's date. I will check that out in a few days and just see what I sound like, hopefully. So 73 C's, Kilo Mike 4, Mike Echo, Juliet. Thank you.
Roger, Jeff, and that ALC meter is just below your power meter. You see that little meter that only runs about halfway across? That is your ALC, Roger.
Okay, because mine say RF power, mic gain, compression, monitor. I do not see the letters ALC, but maybe it's analogical to that.
Roger, I think it comes up, when you just are running that one scale where you have your, it's your power output along the top that runs all the way across from one end to the other, and then that other meter that just runs from one left to about halfway is the ALC meter, Roger.
The ALC meter, Roger.
Okay, I just changed the screen. Now I see what you're doing. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, I'm looking at the ALC display right now. I'm looking at the right one. So I'm watching the ALC shoot across. The very bottom is like power, I noticed. And I do see the ALC shooting across there, and it's hitting about, well, actually, I'm not sure what the scale on this thing is. It's going about halfway across, give or take. But anyway, I am good. Thank you so much for your time.
Roger. Well, now consider that ALC is your Bible as far as operating that radio. Everything you do, when you finish what you're doing, you should go back and consult your ALC meter for proper operation, and that is, you want to run that ALC at mid-scale to 2/3. If you look at that meter, it only runs halfway to begin with. So half of the half would be 50 or mid-scale, and then about another halfway to the total ending of that reading of that ALC meter would be a three-quarters. So you don't want to go all the way to the right of that ALC. You want to stay between mid-scale and 2/3 on that reading, Roger.
Roger.
Okay, I think I see where you're going with this. I'm going to have to fiddle with it a little bit. I'm not going to do it right now. I can hold up the air for other things on the radio. But I see what you're talking about, and I'm watching this ALC. There's a red line in the ALC category. This is running about almost to the edge of that halfway mark. Not quite, almost to it. I'm guessing what you're saying. I can adjust that ALC from another thing.
Roger, Jeff kind of faded out there, buddy, but sounding good. I think you've got it just about right. I think, when I looked at it, you're running 3 dB dynamic range, and that's exactly where you want to be on your audio scale, Roger.
Your audio scale, Roger.
Roger that. Okay, well, listen, Jim, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, and I'll give it back to you. Kilo Mike 4, Mike Juliet. Jeff in Huntersville, North Carolina. 73 and 9.
Roger, Jeff. 3's that way, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And if you get a chance, join us next Friday. We have the QSO-VLOG net between 3:30 and 5 and record the whole time. And then post it up on YouTube within a couple of days so folks can come by and check out their audio. Just do a call it a search on YouTube for KC9VKV, and that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page. And today's entity is called My Group Aircheck 61220. My Group Aircheck 61220. Today's date. This is KC9VKV. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Give me a shout.
November 2, Kilo Oscar Foxtrot. November 2, Kilo Oscar Foxtrot.
Kilo Oscar Foxtrot. Come back slowly, phonetically, with the call sign again, please.
Phonetically with the call sign again, please.
Kilo Oscar Foxtrot, this is KC9VKV. Come back with your call sign again, slowly, phonetically, please.
Sign again, slowly, phonetically, please.
Gosh, Kilo Oscar Foxtrot, I just barely heard you in there. Come back one more time with the call sign again, please.
With the call sign again, please.
Kilo Oscar Foxtrot, your signal has dropped down quite a bit from what it was just a second ago. I really don't have a good copy on you now. You're about a dB above my noise level. Let's try it one more time, see if conditions come up a little better, and if not, then we'll have to say threes. But try it again, Kilo Oscar Foxtrot.
Try it again, Kilo Oscar Foxtrot.
This is November 2, Kilo. November 2, Kilo. November 2.
I copy November 2, Kilo Oscar Foxtrot. Is that a correct call sign?
Foxtrot, is that a correct call sign?
That is correct.
Thank you, sir. And Kilo Oscar Foxtrot, what is the name there, please, sir?
Oscar Foxtrot, what is the name there, please, sir?
Yeah, Kilo Oscar Foxtrot, I'm sorry, sir, we just don't have enough conductivity between our antennas. You have slipped down to my noise level, and well be under my noise level. So let me say threes for now, and maybe we'll try it later this afternoon. We've got about a half hour, so maybe you can, if we get, if my signal gets a little bit better to you, give me another shout. That would be the thing. So, but right now you are in my noise level, so let me say threes, Kilo Oscar Foxtrot, threes that way, and we'll try it later. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Yeah, his name was Jeff, by the way, Jim.
Was Jeff?
Was Jeff?
Yeah, he was hard for me to pull out as well, and maybe the band would come back around for him. Anyhow, this is Kilo Juliet 4, Romeo Echo Zulu. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Slowly, phonetically, with the call sign again, please.
Phonetically, with the call sign again, please.
Kilo Juliet 4, Romeo Echo Zulu. Floyd in South Carolina.
Roger Floyd, gosh, I've just got a beautiful copy on the Milford PASDR. What radio are you running?
PASDR, what radio are you running?
I'm running the 7300 ICOM with a AT600 Pro 2 antenna tuner into an RM Italy HLA 305 doing about 400 watts on a Horseman's antenna about 12 feet off the ground.
Roger. Now, let me just check one thing with you. We suggest you run that compressor at about a 3. It sounds like you might have been running a little bit hotter than that.
I'm running it at a 2, and I have the mic gain at 50%. Should I turn the mic gain down some?
Consult your ALC. You're getting a compression somewhere. You're getting a undue fattening somewhere, so you might be running too hot into your ALC. You want to run the mid-scale to 2/3 on the ALC on that radio, Roger?
ALC on the radio, Roger.
Tell you what, I just put the compression down to 1. How's that? Kilo Juliet 4, Romeo Echo Zulu. I'm still tipping the top part of the ALC, though. I think maybe the mic gain's too loud.
I tell you what, take your compressor up to 3 and take your mic gain down to about 35. Take your compressor to a 3 and then take your mic gain to about a 35. And that should be just about perfect.
Okay. Kilo Juliet, dropped the ALC quite a bit there. Kilo Juliet 4, Romeo Echo Zulu, how copy?
Oh, yeah, perfect. Now, I would crank in a couple of clicks more top end EQ. Do you know where your tone control is?
Yeah, I think I'm all the way max on treble, and I'm number 4 on the bass.
You're at number 4 boost or 0 minus? What is your low frequency control setting?
It's on number 4. The highest is 5, and the treble is on 5.
Okay, so what I would do then would be to back off 1 click on your bottom end push. I would put that at a 3 and leave your top end EQ where it is, Roger?
Top end EQ is, Roger.
Okay, let me try that real quick. KJ4REZ. Okay, I turned the bass down to a 3. Compression, I think, is at a 3, and treble is at a 5. The mic gain is at 35%.
Excellent, excellent. You have very good articulation now. Before you were just up against the wall. You were too fat, and there was no dynamic range at all in your audio. You were like maybe a dB of dynamic range, and you want a little bit of dynamic range to be human. You know, you can be too fat and not pleasant to listen to. So that's what dynamic range gives you, is the pleasantry of a voice. But it's not you know, like a natural voice without any modifications is about a 10 dB dynamic range. Just a normal speaking voice is about a 10 dB dynamic range. And but you want it to, it's got to be fatter than that to transmit successfully on a radio, you know. So we're looking for about a 3 dB dynamic range, and the combination of your compressor at a 3 and your adjustment of your ALC at mid-scale to 2/3 usually comes up at about a 3 dB dynamic range, which is about an average of 80 to 85% of average peak modulation. Roger.
Of average peak modulation, Roger.
Roger. Okay, well, thank you for helping me out with that. Hopefully I still sound good. Demand is kind of dropping out on us, so I'll let you pick somebody else up, but I'm going to leave it set right here. Somebody else a little while ago said it sounded like my audio wasn't quite right, so I'm glad you caught that with your ear there. Thank you so much for your help. You have a wonderful day. Kilo Juliet 4, Romeo Echo Zulu.
Roger, Roger, Floyd. Well, if you go to YouTube and do that call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG net, and you'll be looking for a recorded QSO entitled My Group Aircheck 6/12/20. My Group Aircheck 6/12/20. It takes us about 48 hours to get it uploaded, but then you'll be able to hear the before and after picture. Roger.
Before and after picture, Roger.
Roger. Thanks again for your help, partner. Kilo Juliet 4, Romeo Echo Zulu. 7-3s, buddy. I'll probably catch you next Friday.
Roger, please do. And just perfect audio now. 3s to you. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
I'm listening on my local antenna. We have two 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed east and west, the other north and south, and we are listening. This is KC9VKV. And we're back on Milford, PA, and our Georgia SDR has dropped out, so we got to go try to bring that up. Should not take but a moment. And if there's anybody down south, we use Georgia as a repeater position to kind of help out the 100-watt situation. So Georgia now is back up. This is KC9VKV listening.
This is KC9VKV listening.
Sound like Alpha David Papa. Come back slowly with your call sign again, please.
Roger, this is November 2, Alpha Delta.
November 2, Alpha David. What was the rest?
Alpha David, what was the rest?
Alpha Delta.
Yes, you got hit by. They must be having a lightning storm down there in Georgia. At my Georgia SDR. I'm copying you best on that, but it's taking some hits, some impulse hits from lightning. This is KC9VKV. Try it again, station.
KC9VKV. Try it again, station.
November 2.
Roger, copy. November 2, Alpha David Papa, and what's the name?
David Papa, and what's the name?
Did you say George? Did you say George?
George? Did you say George?
I got to look around. Georgia was giving me a better copy on their SDR, but there was a lot of static noise. So I'm going to go back to Milford and see if I can copy you. This is KC9VKV, the Nancy 2 Alpha David Papa station. Try it again, please.
Papa station, try it again, please.
Yeah, Alpha David Papa, I'm sorry, but your signal has dropped into my noise level. I won't be able to copy you right now, but maybe try it a little bit later. We've got about 19 minutes or so before we wrap up this afternoon, so if my signal gets better to you, you might try it again. But right now, we are not capable of making contact. This is KC9VKV, the QSO-VLOG net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
You've got a radio you want to check out.
Yeah, been around twice there. Have been around twice. Did not copy anybody. This is would be an opportunity for somebody that is running 100 watts that hadn't been able to get in to give me a shout. This is KC9VKV, the QSO-VLOG net, for Friday afternoon listening.
For Friday afternoon listening.
Somebody whiskey station, come back again with your call sign slowly phonetically.
Back again with your call sign slowly phonetically.
November 1, Juliet Charlie Whiskey.
November 1, Juliet Charlie Whiskey, is that a Roger?
1, Juliet Charlie Whiskey, is that a Roger?
That is a Roger.
Roger, Roger, and what's the name there?
Roger, Roger, and what's the name there?
Her name is Kim.
I didn't copy that, but what's radio you running, sir?
Yeah, but what's the radio you running, sir?
FCBX 1200. We're running an 800 microphone and running 75 watts with a 1 kilowatt amplifier and 4800 watts, Roger.
All right, I'm only copying you about a dB and a half above the noise level, so let me just give you some notes that you can jot down and then play with them at your leisure. Probably will help your signal. First thing is your compressor at about a 3. Bring your compressor in line at about a 3. Then move to your ALC meter and with just speaking naturally into your microphone, adjust your mic gain to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3. Just as you're speaking naturally. Don't make it like you're setting a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just speak very naturally, and as you speak naturally, adjust your mic gain to where your ALC is reading mid-scale to 2/3. Roger.
To where your ALC is reading mid-scale to 2/3. Roger.
Roger on that one.
Gosh, had a pretty good copy on you that time. Repeat your name, please, sir.
Gosh, had a pretty good copy on you that time. Repeat your name, please, sir.
The name is Kim, Juliet India Mike Kim, and we're in Mike Alpha country, Roger.
Roger. And let's see, and that is N1 Juliet Charlie Whiskey?
Let's see, and that is N1 Juliet Charlie Whiskey?
That is a Roger.
Roger, Roger. Well, your signal's looking pretty good. I'm looking at it on the VU meter, which I normally do, and by VU meter I can tell what your dynamic range is. So if you would like, give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, Roger.
About 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, Roger.
Roger again. Antenna system is a Alpha Delta. Is a DXLB, for 160, for 80 and 40. It's a 3-band long wire, Roger.
Roger, Roger. Now, gosh, I have a game that sometimes I suggest folks might try. It's kind of a fun game. It has to do with voice control and how to utilize your voice most effectively on your radio. And it has to do with looking at your watt meter and trying to keep that watt meter at the sweet spot by just using your voice. In other words, when you tune up, you're probably using a continuous carrier, CW or whatever, and so you have a steady signal there on your watt meter, and you know what that place is. So now the challenge is, with your voice and speaking, keep your sideband signal as stable almost as that as that signal when you tune up. Roger, Roger.
As that signal when you tune up. Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger. I'm not sure on that one, but explain it to me again.
Okay, you're trying to keep your watt meter needle in the sweet spot. You're trying to keep your watt meter or your power output meter on your radio. As you're speaking, you're looking at that meter, and you're trying to keep that meter in the sweet spot just using your voice. So there's a combination of tempo of speech, that is how fast you speak, but not rushed, but consistent, and then the uniformity of your words as far as the loudness, So then, like I say, the challenge is to keep that meter in the sweet spot just by your voice control. And the more you can keep it right there at that sweet spot, the more effective your transmitted signal is going to be, Roger.
More effective your transmitted signal is going to be, Roger.
I understand what you're saying, yep. Like I say, my HL is only like at the mid-range, halfway range up to meter. That's where I keep my HL, so I don't know if that's making any difference, or should I turn it back a little, Roger?
Well, what you're really doing is you're looking at your output, and you're trying to keep your audio up as far as you can to the sweet spot that when you tune up, you're trying to keep that meter up in that area. Because normally, if you talk like that, your level is dropping down between words. But as you bring your tempo up just a little bit, pretty soon that meter is just kind of hanging there, and that's what you want. You thinking about what you're saying as opposed to just maybe looking off. And there are people that have a tendency to look around the room and kind of be distracted as far as their audio is concerned, and it shows. So what you want to do is try to pay particular attention to your modulation level, and you're looking at it there on that power output meter, Roger.
And you're looking at it there on that power output meter, Roger.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. Yes, I have I try to keep my voice level. Like, I know what you're saying. You're looking around, take your mind off of it, and you change your voice, and so on. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Well, I'm losing you in and out, so I'm going to try that myself and with my headset, see what I can do. And then maybe next week I'll catch up with you, Roger.
Roger, Jim. Well, I should remember your name because your name and my name are the same, Roger.
Remember your name because your name and my name is the same, Roger.
Very good on the Jim. All right, everybody's name's Jim. Raise their hand. Okay, I'll catch up with you next week, all right?
Roger. Now, what did you say your location was?
Roger. Now, what did you say your
Mike Alpha, Massachusetts.
Roger that, Jim. Roger that. Well, say threes to you, sir. Thanks for checking in. And if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page. And on that page right now, we're running about 1,150 recorded QSO-VLOGs, but you'll be looking for one specifically entitled My Group Aircheck 6/12/20. Today's date. My Group Aircheck 6/12/20. So threes, Jim, you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and if you get a chance, check back with us next Friday. I'd love to hear from you. This is KC9VKV and the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG Network, and if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
And if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Victor Echo 5G.
I can hear somebody's got a loud signal, but the audio is kind of muffled, so back off mic just a tad and try that call sign again.
Back off mic just a tad and try that call sign again.
Victor Echo 3, Papa, Charlie, Papa.
Romeo 5 Golf.
I've got Victor Echo 3 Papa Charlie Papa. I'm getting slower at writing these things down, Roger.
I'm getting slower at writing these things down, Roger.
Papa Charlie Papa, got a copy?
Papa Charlie Papa, got a copy?
Yeah, certain, and I wasn't paying attention, I guess, for a couple of seconds. Nice to hear you in there again this afternoon. It's Rob up here in Tiverton, Ontario, QSO.
Roger, Rob, what have you been up to, sir?
Roger, Rob, what have you been up to, sir?
Oh, well, working and keeping busy and fighting the heat, and now we're down to very cool temperatures, but nice and sunny today.
Roger, perfect signal as always. Just a beautiful 2.5 dB dynamic range signal, Roger.
Half dB dynamic range signal, Roger.
QSO, I'm running my Kenwood TS850 with a Kenwood MC80 desk mic, and got the compressor set at 3 and the mic gain also set about 3, so my typical setup, even with different mics, it's pretty much always the same setup, QSO.
Roger, now what was your antenna system?
Roger, now what was your antenna system?
I am using today my Hustler 4 BTV trapped vertical.
Roger, Milford. Milford cut me off again right in the middle of that, but I switched over to Rochester, so I should still have a good copy on you. What's my signal up your way?
What's my signal up your way?
Right now, you're down to about a 5x7. You were up to about 5/9, but seems to be a bit of QSB setting in, I guess, later on in the afternoon, QSO.
Roger. Now, have you noticed that like 6 o'clock, does this band seem to get a lot better?
Well, I think typically this time of year that evenings the band stretches out and becomes a lot more active for sure. And of course, next weekend being field day, I guess will be the real test of all the bands.
Roger. Now, how will you be participating in field day?
I usually run my club call sign and operate from my home QTH here, but I have an enclosed event trailer that I use and set up my station and running off batteries, and I usually set up dedicated antennas just for field day. This year I may take that trailer and go into the local provincial park here and operate for a few hours.
Roger that. Well, I think field days are a great ham radio tradition that it's like one of those hanging out by the seat of your pants deals, Roger.
Yeah, QSO, yeah,
operating in field day on and off since I guess since before I was licensed. My dad was a ham and used to go out to field day with him as a youngster and enjoyed it, and carried on and operated under my own call sign back in the 80s, of course, with other groups, and enjoyed it throughout the years. And the last few years I have my own club call sign now, which is VE3 India Hotel Romeo here in Ham Radio Club. And we've been using that for about the last, I guess this will be year 4 we've been using that. And, we always enjoy getting it on the air for a few hours at least anyway, QSO.
Roger, Roger. Now, did you say you had a trailer or something set up for field day?
For field day?
Yeah, I have an enclosed cargo trailer that I have set up with a built-in desk, and I've got 3/8-24 antenna mounts. I've got 3 or 4 of them around the perimeter at the roof line that I can put different mobile antennas on if I choose to do so. Or I have some fiberglass sectional poles that I put up, and I have a G5RV Junior that I have used at different occasions up on the pole. I put about 20 feet of pole up and use it on 40 and 20. It seems to work pretty well.
Roger, and you're running your 7300 with that?
7300 with that?
Negative, no icons in my QTH here. All Kenwood here. I'm running a Kenwood TS850 currently.
Roger, Roger. I had note of that, but I was thinking that you had at one time a 7300. But always beautiful audio. I never know what you're running, but you always sound great.
Yeah, QSO. Well, in my shack here today, I've got the Kenwood TS850, and on the other desk, not turned on right now, I've got a Kenwood TS520, which is an old Kenwood hybrid rig from the 70s with vacuum tube finals in it and so forth. It works quite well. And then I've also got a Kenwood TS120.
Roger that, Roger that. Sound beautiful. So if you want to hear that audio, that great audio, just go to YouTube and do a call in a search for KC9VKV, and that'll take you to your QSO-VLOG page. You know the route you'll be looking for. My group Aircheck 61220. Roger.
Check 61220. Roger.
Roger, Roger. Well, thanks very much for being there and doing what you do, Jim. You help a lot of hams get things set up and sounding great. And thanks very much for letting me in this afternoon. And we'll let you get going back to some other stations there, 7-3, and good afternoon. KC9VKV, VE3, PCP.
Roger, Roger, Rob. 3's at WHAS. Stay warm up in Canada. Good to hear from you. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. We just have room for one more air check. If somebody wants to check in, this is KC9VKV listening.
KC9VKV listening.
Romeo 5 Delta QRP.
I heard somebody back in there, QRP. I did hear somebody, QRP. Come back slowly, phonetically, with your call sign, sir.
Phonetically with your call sign, sir.
Thank you very much, Jim. November Don, 4 Delta QRP. My name is Don, and greetings with 5 watts from North Carolina.
Roger, Roger. Don, 5 watts from North Carolina. And give me your call sign one more time, please.
Your call sign one more time, please.
Our call sign is November Golf 4 Delta. That's November Golf 4 Delta.
November Golf 4 Delta. Roger, Roger.
Golf 4 Delta. Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger. That is correct.
Okay, I'm copying you on the Milford PA SDR, and you are giving about a 10 over on Milford, Roger.
10 over on Milford, Roger.
Well, thank you very much. You're giving me 10 over down here as well. I'm running the Zygu X5105 on a in-fed half-wave wire antenna there, Roger.
Roger, Roger. And do you have a way of varying your signal strength?
Your signal strength?
You mean turning down my power? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, can you go to 1 watt?
Yeah, can you go to 1 watt?
Yes, sir, I can. Hold on.
Roger, Roger. I copy you at about 1.5 dB above the Milford PA SDR noise level with 1 watt. Roger?
With 1 watt. Roger?
Roger, Roger. Thank you so much for doing that for me. What is the date of your YouTube video that you have available?
What is the which of my YouTube video?
Which of my YouTube video?
Yeah, what date will you have this on YouTube?
Oh, it'll be 48 hours, within 48 hours from now. We usually give ourselves a couple of days to upload it. And, just in case, we get really busy and, we want to always be sure to be able to get it there when we say. So we just allow, 2 days for us to get it there, Roger.
Roger?
Roger, Roger. Okay, well, thank you for that information. I'll be looking forward to listening and watching it as well, Jim, that's for sure. Okay, well, we'll let you wrap up your net, and thank you for taking time and coming back to my call, and have a great weekend, and 73, KC9VKV, this is NG4D.
Roger, Don. Now you're back to 5 watts now, Roger?
You're back to 5 watts now, Roger?
That is correct. I'm back to 5 watts.
Roger, Roger. Well, you're 7 dB over Milford PA SDR noise level. So 3 is that way, sir. Beautiful. I'm getting to be more of a fan of QRP every day. Just the capabilities are outstanding. Definitely a challenge of operating. So appreciate it, Don. 3 is that way. This is KC9VKV, and look at the time, would you? Yes, we've come to the conclusion of another very, very interesting and a good QSO-VLOG net. I've enjoyed it much. Sometimes, the signals weren't maybe the hottest as possible, but we try to go out of our way to see if we can get a handle on our 100-watt friends that need help in setting up their radios. So that's why we do use the internet SDRs. But and I don't feel bad about that, because it is by hook or crook. You're always looking for the best signal possible. That's the thing. The more options you have and receive, the better station you're going to have. So those SDRs represent 4 options to me, along with my other antennas. We run basically 3 antennas locally. We have our dipole, which we transmit on always, and then we have 2 vertical magnetic loop and 10-foot magnetic loop antennas, 1 east and west and 1 north and south, and so we have those options. And then we have a co-phase option with our 2 vertical mag loops that we can put them together and come up with about maybe a better 3 to 4 degree signal in the co-phase mode. But anyway, we're out of time, and we'll see you next Friday, 3:30. 3's to all that participated. And again, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page. And on that page for today's entity, you'll be looking for one entitled My Group Aircheck 61220. My Group Aircheck 61220. Give us a couple of days to get it uploaded to YouTube. 3's all. This is KC9VKV returning the frequency to normal amateur use. KC9VKV clear.